Hi there again, Abuelita. I got another email from you. I guess you're really interested in the immune system. So this time you were asking me what cell-mediated immunity is. So cell-mediated immunity is basically cells telling cells what to do to fight off an infection. So they're going to send off signals to each other and kind of orient themselves to fight off an infection. So the one that we're going to focus on here is going to be the T cells, which play the defender role in the immune system. So there are two kind of cells that kind of differentiate into the T cells, and they're going to be called CD4 plus and CD4 8 cells, which are basically like markers on top of the cell that kind of tell it, hey, you're going to turn into this, you're going to turn into that. So helper T cells are created from the CD4 plus cells, and the helper T cells are basically the on button to all the T cell production that's going to tell the body, you turn into this cell, you turn into that cell to fight off an infection. So it's the on system in a sense. Then you have the regulatory T cells, which are also have a CD4 marker, and those are the off system. So once your body fought off the infection and you don't really need an immune response anymore, so it's going to tell the body, hey, it's complete, let's stop fighting off. Well, you can't have anything else to fight off, so basically just the off system to the body. And then you're going to have the memory T cells. So sometimes, you get sick, you get better, and sometimes you can get sick again, and it's going to be probably you can get sick from the same thing. And so the memory T cells are, in a sense, cells that are going to remember what the infection was, how it fought it off, so it can fight it again the same way. Then you have cytotic T cells, which are going to kill foreign bodies. They're the actual, they're going to go kill cells. And I have a little picture here to kind of show a little mechanism, if I can get this going, of how that works. Okay. So we have a cell, a host cell that gets invaded by some kind of virus, and it enters into the cell. Then once the host cell is infected, it's going to produce some kind of antigen marker on top. Next we have here the cytotic T cell. It finds that antigen on the top, and it kind of gets a signal to kind of do its job. The virus is in the host cell, so there's something wrong with the cell and it needs to kill it. So once it finds that antigen marker, it's going to start releasing chemicals and stuff like that are going to start bursting that host cell so it can go away and die off and you don't get sick. So all this is going to happen in the lymph system. So let me give you an idea what the lymph system is too. The lymph system runs similar area to the capillary system. So you have the red, which are the arteries going into connecting with veins in the capillary system. And then these are tissue cells, these orange blobs. The lymph is going to run through this capillary system through the exchange process. Due to pressure differences, sometimes fluids don't always kind of go back into the to the veins since arteries flow blood from arteries to veins. Not all the fluid comes back into the body. Some of it ends up going to the lymph system, and the lymph system is kind of another method of defense. It's going to kill off any bad stuff that's running through the blood. So here's another picture of it. You have the blood flowing through the heart system, but then you have the lymph system that runs right along it, that kind of collects anything along the capillaries, to fight off any kind of infection. So at the lymphocytes, you're going to have the dendritic cells and helper T cells that release cytokines. And cytokines, I don't know if I've told you before, but they're basically protein signals. Basically, if a cell's next to something, you're going to release a cytokine to your neighbor to tell it, hey, we have something next to us, or you need to convert into something. Especially here for T cells, you're going to release cytokines to tell the neighboring cell, hey, turn into this or do this function to kind of help fight off an infection. So some of the cytokines that T cells produce are going to be interleukin 2, which is going to stimulate the T killer cells or killer T cells to be produced. Then you have necrosis factors and interferon gammas, and those are going to recruit other parts of the immune system to fight off an infection. You have interleukin 4, which is going to activate B cells, interleukin 5, 9, 10, and 13, which are going to promote an eosinophil production, sorry, hard name. And then you have interleukin 17 and 22, which is going to promote antibody productions. And antibodies are important because they're a way of telling the body, hey, this is a foreign system. It's going to flag the cell down. When you have that antibody, it's going to flag it down and tell, hey, we need to destroy that cell. But other than that, that's all I have for you right now. Hopefully I can find more questions of yours and I'll answer them. Have a good week, abuelita.